Hi guys, welcome back to my math YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about angles. We already know that angles are measured in degrees, but guys, there is other ways of measuring angles, and one of the other ways of measuring angles is using the radians. Guys, radians is a very important way of measuring angles, and it is very useful in many scientific computations and also in many advanced mathematic courses like calculus. And even here we need to know what do we mean and how do we measure angles using the radians. Guys, essentially we will learn what the radian measurement is and how it does it, like where does it come from, and then we will learn how to convert from degrees to radians and vice versa. Okay, so guys, before we start talking about radians, let us quickly remind ourselves some things that we already know and kind of make some quick observations. So guys, we have been talking about a unit circle. So if we think about a unit circle, and if I draw a unit circle like this, it's approximately like a circle. So the radius is 1, right? So the radius is 1 unit. So if the radius is 1 unit, then guys, if we go around this circle, we know if we go around this circle, we always measure the angle from this as our reference side or our fixed side. So if we go around this circle once, then the angle that we covering all the 4 quadrants is 360 degrees. That is something we already know. So I'm just making some observations here. Guys, at the same time, if this is a unit circle, which means the radius of the circle is 1, if we have to calculate the circumference of this circle, then what is the formula for the circumference? So the circumference, the formula for circumference is 2 pi times r. But since the radius, it's a unit circle, r is 1, so it is just going to be 2 pi times 1, which is just 2 pi. So if we go from this point and go around this unit circle once, the total perimeter or the circumference of the circle is going to be 2 pi. So just keep this in mind. From here we are going to kind of try to define our radian measures. Is there anything else I want to talk about here? 2 pi, yes. I think that's all I wanted to talk about in terms of just like a quick observation that going around a unit circle, the circumference is going to be 2 pi, or the perimeter of a unit circle is going to be 2 pi. And at the same time, we know the total angle that that is formed going around this circle or going through around all the 4 quadrants is 360 degrees. Now let us briefly define the radian. So guys, this is how people like to define, or mathematicians have defined the radian. Again, we think of a unit circle. So in this unit circle, guys, what we do is, how do we define a radian? So here, this is a unit circle of radius 1, and we are always like to measure with this as a reference side. Guys, if we take 1 unit on the circumference, that means we are taking an arc length of 1 unit. So it could be 1 centimeter, 1 meter, 1 kilometer. So basically we're talking about 1 unit. So if we take a 1 unit from here, the arc length 1, we measure 1 unit. Let's say we reach right here, and then let us join the radius, or let us join these 2 points. So guys, this is arc with length 1 unit. And we already know that this is a unit circle, so this is also 1 unit. Now the angle that is formed by this arc of 1 unit at the origin is called 1 radian. That is how we define a radian. Keep in mind, this is x and y axis. So that is how we like to define a radian. It is the angle that the arc of unit length subtends at the origin. Similarly, if we go around this circumference or around this circle, let's say we go right here and we cover 1 more unit, then the angle that is formed, and I'm drawing it with a different color, then this angle that is formed, let us call it theta 1, it will be 2 radians. Okay, because this 1 unit will form another 1 radian, and 1 will add up to 2 radians. Similarly, guys, we can keep going around this circle. We can keep going around this circle like this, or this and this. So finally, when we go around this whole circle, we will eventually cover 6.28, approximately 6.28 radians as we go around the circumference, or as we go around this unit circle. So what does that mean, guys? If we start from here and we go around this unit circle and we cover 3.28 radians as we go around completely once around this unit circle. So that automatically means that this 6.28 radians is equivalent to 360 degrees, because 360 degrees is the total measure in degrees if we go around the circle once. And if we go around the circle once and we think in terms of the radians, then we have 6.28 radians. So that means 6.28 radians is equivalent to 360 degrees. Now, the other thing that is really important here is to observe that this 6.28 basically is nothing but it is 2 times pi, and you can do that math using your calculators. 2 times pi. Pi is already inbuilt in the calculator, so 2 times pi will give you approximately 6.28. So what does that mean? And this 2 pi has a connection with the circumference of this unit circle. And guys, that is the reason why we like to start with the idea of a circumference of a unit circle, because that kind of connects with this whole idea of the radian measure when we go around the unit circle once. Okay, so finally what we can say here is that the 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees. And guys, this is going to help us to convert from radians to degrees and from degrees back to the radians. Okay, so guys, I'm going to stop here with this basic video of introducing what the idea, where does the radian measure come from. Guys, it's very important to know and understand the radian measurement and to know how to convert from radians to degrees. In my next video, we're going to explore this more, and we're going to try to make more sense out of this formula and make it a little easier for us to use with or work with. And then we're going to look at some examples where we transform from radians, angles from radians to degrees and degrees to radians. Till then, guys, take care. I will see you in the next video.